In the heart of Accra, where the Atlantic Ocean whispers secrets to the golden shores and the city hums with the rhythm of 1,000 dreams, there lived a woman named Ama. Her name meant born on Saturday, a day the elders said was blessed by the gods of new beginnings. But Ama's story was not one of beginnings. It was a story of endings that never quite arrived, of love that burned brightest in the coldest winter of indifference. Ama was beautiful in the way African sunsets are beautiful, not loud or demanding, but quietly magnificent. Her skin was the color of shea butter kissed by twilight, smooth and rich. Her eyes held the depth of the Volta River, dark and mysterious, always seeming to know more than they revealed. She wore her natural hair in elegant braids that crowned her head like a queen's diadem, though she never saw herself as royalty. She was a teacher at the local primary school, shaping young minds with the same gentle patience her grandmother had once used to shape her. And then there was Kofi. Kofi was everything Accra celebrated in a man. Tall, with shoulders broad enough to carry the weight of expectations, skin dark as mahogany wood, and a smile that could convince the sun to shine at midnight. He was an architect, building dreams in glass and concrete, designing the future of a city that straddled tradition and modernity. Women noticed him. How could they not? He moved through the world with the confidence of a man who had never been denied anything he truly wanted. They met at a wedding, as so many love stories in Ghana begin. The bride was Ama's childhood friend, the groom Kofi's university roommate. Under a canopy decorated with kente cloth and brilliant gold and green, while high-life music filled the air and guests danced with abandon, their eyes met across the courtyard. Kofi approached her with that devastating smile. "They say the most beautiful flower at a wedding is always the one standing alone," he said. Ama laughed, a sound like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. "Then I must be a very lonely flower indeed." "Not anymore," he said, extending his hand. "Dance with me." She should have known then, should have recognized the practiced smoothness of his words, the way his charm felt rehearsed rather than authentic. But the heart, especially a heart as generous as Ama's, sees what it wants to see, and what Ama saw was possibility. Their courtship was a whirlwind, at least in the beginning. Kofi pursued her with the intensity of a man on a mission. He showed up at her school with lunch, surprised her with weekend trips to Kokrobite Beach, introduced her to his mother, a formidable woman who wore her authority like the traditional cloth draped over her shoulder. "He has never brought a woman home before," his mother told Ama over a meal of groundnut soup and fufu. "You must be special." Ama's heart soared. She imagined a future painted in the colors of happiness, a home filled with laughter, children with Kofi's smile and her gentle spirit, Sunday mornings at church followed by family dinners. She imagined growing old together, their love deepening with each passing year like wine in an earthen vessel. But something began to change after 6 months, subtle at first, like the shift in temperature before the harmattan winds arrive. Kofi's text messages became shorter, less frequent. The surprise visits stopped. When she called, he was always busy, always on his way to somewhere more important than wherever she was. "I'm working on a major project," he explained when she finally voiced her concerns. "You know how demanding my career is, Ama. I thought you understood." "I do understand," she said softly. "I just miss you." He kissed her forehead, a gesture that felt more dismissive than affectionate. "I miss you too, baby, but this project could make my career. I need you to be patient." And so Ama waited. She waited with the faith of a woman who believes love conquers all. She waited with the hope of someone who had invested so much of her heart that walking away felt like tearing out her own soul. Meanwhile, Kofi's indifference grew like weeds in an untended garden. He canceled dates at the last minute. He forgot her birthday, offering a rushed apology and an expensive handbag that felt more like payment than a gift. He stopped asking about her day, stopped listening when she spoke about the students who filled her world with purpose. And here was the cruel paradox, the tragic irony that would define Ama's next 2 years. The less Kofi loved her, the more desperately she loved him. There's a mathematics of misery that defies all logic. When someone gives you less, your heart should want them less. But Ama's heart operated on a different equation. Every withdrawal of Kofi's affection made her invest more heavily in winning it back. Every cold shoulder made her arms reach wider. Every indifferent word made her speak with more tenderness. She became a student of him, memorizing his preferences like scripture. She cooked his favorite meals, wakye with extra spice, just the way his grandmother made it. She watched football matches she didn't understand because he loved the sport. She rearranged her schedule to accommodate his increasingly rare availability, canceling plans with friends, skipping family gatherings, all to catch moments with him that grew briefer and more unsatisfying. Her best friend, Ajoa, watched this transformation with growing alarm. Over drinks at their favorite spot in Osu, Ajoa finally confronted her. "Ama, you're disappearing," Ajoa said, her voice heavy with concern. "The woman I knew, the woman who lit up rooms with her presence, where is she gone?" "I'm right here," Ama protested weakly. "No, you're not. You're scattered in pieces, trying to fit into whatever shape Kofi wants. And sister, let me tell you something. He doesn't even know what he wants. He just knows he can have you on his terms, so why should he change?" "You don't understand," Ama said, her eyes filling with tears. "When things are good between us, when he actually sees me, it's like the whole world makes sense. I've never felt this way about anyone." "That's not love, Ama. That's addiction. You're addicted to the moments when he throws you scraps of attention. But a real man, a man who truly loves you, he feeds you a feast every day." But Ama couldn't hear it. Or perhaps she heard it but couldn't accept it. She had invested too much. The sunk cost of her devotion felt too enormous to abandon. So she pushed her friend's words away and dove deeper into the ocean of her one-sided love, even as it pulled her under. The truth arrived on a Friday evening, delivered by the merciless algorithm of social media. Ama was scrolling through Instagram when she saw it. A photo of Kofi with his arm around a woman at a restaurant Ama recognized. She was beautiful in an obvious way, wearing a tight dress and heels that seemed designed to announce her presence. The caption read, "My king." Ama's world tilted on its axis. With trembling hands, she called Kofi. He answered after 5 rings, his voice tinged with irritation. "Ama, I'm in the middle of something." "Who is she?" Ama asked, her voice barely above a whisper. A pause. Then, "Who?" "The woman on Instagram, the one calling you your king." Another pause, longer this time. "Look, I can explain. She's just someone I work with. It doesn't mean anything." "Then why does she call you your king?" "Ama, don't do this. Don't be that insecure woman. You're better than this." The manipulation was so smooth, so practiced, that for a moment Ama almost apologized for bringing it up. Almost. But the image of that woman's possessive smile, Kofi's comfortable posture beside her, it broke something in Ama's carefully constructed denial. "I need to see you," she said. "Tomorrow, I promise. We'll talk tomorrow." But tomorrow came and Kofi didn't show. He sent a text, "Got held up. Next weekend for sure." Ama sat in her small apartment staring at that text message, and for the first time, she allowed herself to truly see what had been obvious to everyone else. Kofi didn't love her. Perhaps he never had. She was convenient, a soft place to land when he needed comfort, easily ignored when he wanted freedom. And yet, even knowing this, even with the evidence staring her in the face, Ama's heart performed its familiar alchemy. It transformed pain into longing, rejection into determination. She would win him back. She would be better, more understanding, more accommodating. She would prove her love was worth keeping. She loved him the most when he loved her the least. The months that followed were a slow crucifixion of the spirit. Kofi became even more distant, his excuses more transparent. There were other women, Ama knew, though she couldn't bring herself to confirm it. He would disappear for weeks, then reappear with gifts and promises that evaporated like morning dew under the harsh sun of reality. Her family began to notice. Her mother, a wise woman who had survived her own share of heartbreak, pulled her aside after Sunday service. My daughter, she said in Twi, their mother tongue, when a tree refuses to bear fruit, you don't water it more, you plant a new seed. Mama, I love him, Amma said, the words sounding hollow even to her own ears. Love should not make you smaller. Love should not steal your joy and replace it with anxiety. This man, he is taking pieces of you and giving nothing back. How long will you allow this? I can't just give up on him. Her mother cupped her face with weathered hands that had known work and sacrifice. You're not giving up on him. You're choosing yourself. There is a difference. But Amma wasn't ready yet. Not now. The addiction to Kofi's intermittent affection was too strong, the hope that he would change too persistent. So she stayed, shrinking herself further, twisting into shapes that pleased him, losing herself in the desperate mathematics of